You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. That's what the ancestors had spoke to me, because I thought I was gonna just swoop in, drop a few words, a few jewels and nuggets, and ease on out. But then it's so busy. Y'all so busy in the ethernet, all type of other stuff, good, bad, and different start coming through. So it just gave me a little bit more to talk about. But it's Judgment Day in the high court of ourselves. And that ain't nothing to fear, and that ain't nothing to worry about, because it's always hope. You hear me? And as I was reflecting back on the video that I dropped yesterday, and all the synchronicities that came into play from my opening to the time I shuffled the cards, and the things that I said, and how the card bear witness to what I said, then how I read the book, and then how my personal message went into what the book was saying, and the leap of faith, and so forth and so on. I love the synchronicities, man, and I hope y'all paying attention to how source, how spirit, how God, how it worked. You hear me? And just in reflection, we know the sun in the sky, but we also know the sun within us, and according to how we know how to use that sun within us energetically, it can manifest in different ways, in different formats, through different modalities, through different messages. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it, so forth and so on. But as I went back to reflect, I noticed that the light was being held. The light of hope was being held in the person's hands. The light of hope was held in the person's hands. So it got me thinking, like I said, we know the sun in the sky, but the light is also within us. But what will happen if that light disappeared? Like, what would happen if the sun disappeared out the sky? It'd be real dark, huh? That's how I feel when you ain't got no hope. And if we've been there before, we know how that feels. And that ain't no place that you want to be. So do everything you can not to go back down there. What will happen if the sun disappeared out the sky? That's how I feel when I ain't got no hope. That's also how I feel when my presence is absent from the life that it has touched. So don't let that be you. I wouldn't want you to imagine that. Would you put rocks in your boots to weigh you down? I repeat, would you put rocks in your boots to weigh you down? I'm led to take us through some mind provokers. Would you put rocks in your boots to weigh you down willingly? Would you willingly put rocks in your boots to weigh yourself down? And the reason that I ask that, because some of us still too used to doing that with our thoughts. So if you want to put rocks in your boots to weigh yourself down, why would you do it with your thoughts? Or why would you allow your thoughts to keep doing that to you? To whichever way it applies. These are the things that we have to come to grips of with ourselves in order to get a grip of ourselves. You hear me? I don't wish it on anyone, but I'm glad I don't have any inner child wounds. And I'm glad I do have powerful spirit guides and ancestors that I operate with. And I say that because, as I said previously, it's a lot of traffic in the ethernet, but it's a lot of karmas and doppelgangers out here, and they just don't give up. You hear me? But if you're here for a reason. And whether you know the reason or not, you're here for a reason, because I don't meet people by mistake. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. Welcome back to the passerby's and peekaboos. Welcome. I see y'all too. I say that to just make us all aware before I go any further that the divine gave me a whistle. So if I trigger you, use it to elevate. If I confirm for you, use it to elevate. If I'm a rude awakening to you, use it to elevate. Because there ain't no telling where we might go. You hear me? My assignment, and I say that because my assignment wasn't attached to my flesh. And a lot of times when people meet me, other people that know me, they forget that. You know, they get lost in the flesh instead of paying attention to what's coming through the spirit. But I said that to repeat, my assignment wasn't attached to my flesh. It was attached to my spirit. And I move in it. And some gonna understand that. Some gonna scratch their head. And some siphon it within the spirit of themselves. I say that to say, and I say that to speak for, because it's apparent that somebody didn't get the memo that we wasn't taking nobody else crap, nobody else shit, nobody else, whatever you want to look at it as. Because that's what it took for us to learn ours. If you don't listen, you gonna miss it. I promise. So everyone who resonate with what I'm saying, make sure that they get the memo. Because we not taking nobody else crap. It's what we needed to see our own and do something about it. See, it's the lessons. And in that process, we teaching people lessons. Through that process, we being examples. Through that process, we being the forerunners. It was all needed for us to come into oneness with our path. It was all needed for us to come into oneness with our purpose. This is how you get good Dharma. And for those of us who getting good Dharma, it may feel like negative karma to others. See, the hourglass always turns both ways. If the last gonna be first, it's our time now. I say that to say, I ain't got nothing. But I mean, I ain't got nothing to give a problem. You don't listen, you're gonna miss it. I ain't got nothing to give a problem. My question is, do you? Do you still got something to give a problem? Do you still have time to give to problems? Do you still have energy to give to problems? Do you still have effort to give to problems? For those who didn't get it, when I said it the first time, I hope I just made it a little simplified. I ain't got nothing to give a problem. How about you? So you ain't gotta wait till the last day to resurrect yourself. I'm gonna say it again. You ain't gotta wait till the last day to resurrect yourself. It's done been too many of us sent. I'm gonna speak metaphysical to some extent in a lot that I say. It's done been too many of us sent for people to have to leave here and come back and do it again when they come back on the same level that they was doing it when they left, before they left. See, you ain't got to wait till the last day. Now the shadow work got something to do with it. Now the Sawu got something to do with it. See, if you raising your son, if you raising your son a man, if you raising your son a man, you know who I am. And I ain't come to convince you of nothing else but how to see yourself. That's what this experience is all about. That's what your experience is all about. I already figured out what mine was for. So I'm gonna be an example. See, to those I came up amongst, to those I came to those I came up with, and to those I came up through, when I spoke of earthly things from a spiritual context, they didn't believe me. See, they thought I was crazy too. My question to you is, what you think they doing now? that I speak of things spiritual, yet in an earthly way. I bring that to our mind because for those of us that's familiar with Bible scripture, and somewhere in the story of Jesus, I forgot where something happened, but the people had them throw rocks at him, and they had them beat him with clubs and all type of old stuff. But some point in the story of what he was going through, when the people realized who that was, according to the allegory of the story, when the people realized who had sent them, according to the allegory of the story, the Bible said that the people started ripping out their clothes. So, in the way that my mind works, metaphysically, scientifically, and philosophically speaking, and I went to chopping that up, what it went to showing me is what be happening in real life when people getting convicted by the Spirit, by the power of the Spirit, by the power of the divine, whether it's an angel or a demon dealing with you. It wasn't that the people was ripping out their clothes. That's how the Bible illustrated it to you. But in real time, it represents the people that's trying to detach from their soul because it's being tormented. And those of us who have done shadow work, those of us who doing shadow work, those of us who are in the process of shadow work, we know what that feels like because it's what I just described that got us to that place that we wanted to do some shadow work, or we was trying to find something to get that shadow up off of us. You hear me? You hear me? If you don't listen, you gonna miss it, man. But Sawu could be a clown sometimes, so yeah, you gotta laugh through it because this shit real. This shit real. You gotta find a way to laugh at it and to laugh at yourself, but at the same time, let the dead bury the dead. That's the phrase the elders used to use. Let the dead bury the dead. And it's time for us to let the dead bury the dead because it's time for the divine beings to come alive. So how the divine beings gonna come alive unless the dead bury the dead when it's the dead that's carrying the divine being within them? If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. So let me shine some light on it. Yeah, let me shine some light on it. So whoever didn't get the memo, we're gonna make a decoration to make sure that they do. We ain't got no more bullshit to put into the world, so we ain't got no more bullshit to accept from the world. I thank y'all for the likes. I thank y'all for the shares. I thank y'all for the subscribes. I thank y'all for I thank you new subscribers. I see y'all. Welcome to the family. if you decide to stay, to the cosmic consciousness, regular family, normal tribe. I see y'all. Welcome back. Keep coming through. We're going to keep growing together. To the passerbys and peekaboos, hopefully you have heard something to help you make up your mind. You hear me? We're going to do a teacup, family. We're going to do a teacup raffle at the end of the month. You hear me? We're going to do a teacup. Keep your protection up. We're in purge season. It's wintertime. Keep your protection up. Elevate your protection game. Make sure you got your sage. Make sure you got your Palo Santo. Make sure you got your sea salt for your baths. Your coconut milk. I'm giving away game. So if for those that don't know some things, I'm giving away game. So if they don't watch the end of the video, they ain't gonna even get this. You hear me? Get your smudge. So forth and so on. Most of all, protect your mind. I love y'all, family. Thanks for it all. I know I'm forgetting something, but we'll catch up with it. I love y'all. Peace.